So guys, welcome to another video. I don't know if this video will turn into a full day of eating or not, so I thought I'd jump on here first before doing the proper introduction, just showing you my first meal. And it literally is, bear with me, cream of rice, which you'll see all the targets for here if I do turn it to a full day of eating, with whey and raspberries and peanut butter on top. And then I'll also have, if I can open it, a rice cake or two with some jam on top. I won't be having dates with it this time. This is my pre-workout meal, because I've got a potential off-plan meal tonight, meeting some friends for pizza, so that'd be nice. But I'll have this. My food has been increased again by 25 carb on just every day, so that's nice. It's about 3,800 calories today. Yeah, I'll eat this now, and then I'll catch you all in the next clip where I will address the news in the title of the video. So guys, that was a very rushed intro, so I apologise for that. I wasn't going to record a full day of eating, and then now I'm kind of tempted because it's quite easy to do as long as I remember to bring the camera everywhere with me, or my phone, which I always have. So on my laptop now, my calories have been upped, like I said, to 3,800. So that meal was the cream of rice, which you saw, and I had 2 rice cakes with 20 jam in the end. But you'll see all the MyFitnessPal screenshots on the screen as always. So I'm back on my laptop now. So there's 2 main things on the title that I want to address. The first one is the microphone has finally arrived. It's only a cheap one from Amazon, a wireless one. So I will record my leg session today, which I think I might have recorded before, but I'll go over it in a bit more detail. I'll try the microphone out. If it works, great. So I'll record it during the session. I'll basically go over why I do each exercise and the sets and the reps. Again, I'll do a separate video when I've done each one of my workouts, just going over the actual structure and why I do it the way I do in terms of the actual program itself. But for now, I will just do the leg day, breakdown, basically. So I'll try and do it during the workout with the microphone. If for whatever reason the audio is all over the place, then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do a voiceover like I did for the last video, if that makes sense. So it's not as exciting, but yeah, I know what I'm like with cameras and microphones and that sort of thing, so I probably will mess it up. So that's interesting, that's good. So I've had meal 1, I'm on the computer now, and I'm about to send out some personalised application responses to some people that have expressed interest in my coaching, which they would have seen in the description of my last video, even though I didn't say anything. So that is the big news. I'll be starting my own coaching, online, one-on-one, personal training. So you get individualised workouts to yourself, so based on your goals. So we'll set goals for you together, based on your gym and what equipment you've got, so we can work around that, based on your time availability, how often you can train, how long you want to train, everything, your injuries, all that sort of stuff. So that will always tailor towards your needs and your lifestyle and work and all that sort of stuff. You'll get an individualized diet plan, or customized macronutrient and nutrient targets. So you can make your own meals based on the nutrition targets that I set you. And over time you can learn what works for you, and we can teach you that way. So that'll be based on, again, your goals, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, whatever it is. And then we'll assess every single week. We'll get a check-in response. So you send me an update on how you're doing. I'll see everything that you've done in terms of training, nutrition and sleep and all that sort of stuff. And then we can make adjustments from there to make sure you're still on track for your goals. And obviously at the same time, it'll help you stay accountable, just having someone checking in over you. So that's a weekly check-in where we'll just go over everything and make adjustments where we need to. And then there's also a 24-hour WhatsApp support. So you can literally message me whenever you want and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, usually within a day, with any questions you have. And then I'll also ask for form feedback. So after I give you the workout, it'll be good if I can get you to record your workouts where possible, if you're comfortable doing that. And then from there, I can give you some feedback on how you can improve your form in order to maximize the workout for yourself. There's no point in me programming you a program if you're doing the exercise completely differently to how I wanted you to do it. Not because you're wrong, because I might have written it wrong or whatever. So it'll be good to actually get that form feedback throughout the week, just so we can improve the training and make the most out of it. So you get the most out of the process. So because it's new, it will be pretty cheap, and over time it will increase, obviously, as all coaching does. But whatever price you join at will be the price you stay on, as long as you stay with me. So if you join now, you'll get the cheapest price possible, and then you'll stay on that even when the prices go up in the future. So whatever you join at, whatever price tag you join at, you'll stay at. So also, just for the first handful of clients, I'm thinking 5 to 10, I'll also do an extra discount for the first group. I won't be taking on many clients because I do work full time. So I'm going to start with 5 to 10, see how we get on there. And if I can increase the workload, I will. I want to give everything I can to the clients. So I don't want to take on loads of clients and just be one of them coaches that just kind of waves over them all and gives them cookie cutter programs. It's all individual to you, so I can provide the best service possible. But I think that's it. If there's anything you want to ask, let me know. There's probably more that I've missed, but that's most of it. If you are interested, there's a document in the description below, the link, so you can just follow that, fill in the application form in as much detail as possible, just so that we can get you started as soon as possible if you're interested. So yeah, the more info you give in that, the better. It just makes everything quicker for yourself. So we've had a couple of people filling in it already, and they've given me a nice amount of detail. So I'll send them a response video now, asking a few more questions, giving more information about the service, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to send these now before I go training, and then I'll catch you guys probably in the car outside the gym, having my pre-workout. So yeah, see you in a bit. So guys, we are at the gym. I've got my 140 milligrams of caffeine today from the Conviction, and I've already had the coffee. So for me, this is a lot of caffeine, because when I work in the week, I don't have caffeine now after work for the workouts. I just have 1 or 2 coffees in the day. It takes a while to get used to, but it helps me sleep so much that the pros definitely outweigh the cons. But then when I do cut to the weekend, I can get away with like this 140, 150 milligrams of caffeine, and I really feel it. So that's good. And it's still not enough to make you like feel breathless and a bit overly anxious. So I'll have that for the legs today. I have got the microphone. I hope I've got the microphone. Got the microphone in here. It's only a little clip on one. I've genuinely not had the chance to even try it yet. I've made sure it's charged. So I'll clip that onto myself. I'll stick that in my phone if I've got it. There was something to put in my phone. Yeah. Stick that into my phone. That's the receiver. That's the microphone. I'll give it a go, and I'll break down my session like I said in the last clip as we go along. And if the recording is completely awful, I'll record the sets anyway, and then I'll do a voiceover afterwards. And I am going to turn this into a full day of eating if I remember to do so, because you people are always interested in that anyway. I've still actually got my laptop on me, because that response video, I had to like get rid of some of it at the end, and it just won't edit out. So I've had to bring it with me with no internet just to kind of, yeah, I finished it now, but I'm just processing the video and hoping it does it before the battery runs out of the laptop. I've got my normal 25 grams of intra-workout, which I'll put on the screen with electrolytes and that in it. And I've had about 3.5 litres of water so far today already. And then, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the gym, and then I'll catch you guys probably for meal number 2. So we'll see how this goes. As you can tell, the music's very loud anyway. Put the microphone on there, so it's really close to my face. That's it. Hopefully it's working. I've got my headphones on too. So, starting off with the calf raise. And what I like to do here is, this is the first exercise. I got a lot of warm up in. So this first set is literally half of my working set. So what I'll do is I'll get a good stretch. I'll just hold that for a few seconds, just to make sure both ankles are as mobile as each other, because I'm very tight on one side all the time. Get a good contraction, and same again. Just hold that. Good contraction, good blood flow. And then I'll go into an actual like warm up, which is basically replicating my set, but going nowhere near faded. Just getting the muscles used to the what's about to come. It's like I'm going to war, don't I? So I'll spend 2 seconds here, both in the length and the shortened range. So the contraction and the full stretch, I'll get about 1 to 2 seconds really. Just to spend time there to take all of the momentum out of the muscle, out of the joints. So what you'll find with calves is the tendons are massive, UK's tendons. So I didn't record the other 2 warm-up sets because they're boring. I only do about 2 or 3 reps. Just really focus on feel. I'm not even in the camera. Yeah, I only do 2 or 3 reps on the other 2 warm sets. I really focus on feel. Save the energy for this set. So I got 8 last time. Oh yeah. So failure here. Nice and warm. Really focus on getting that initial setup perfect. Hopefully it won't take away the microphone from me too much. Oh yeah. So 8.5, I'll put that. And then I always try and do 1 or 2 partials after. Obviously there you saw that. After that first partial, I barely got any up at all. So that's the first set. Same as last week with better form. And then I'll do a back off now for about 10 to 20 reps. But yeah, I'll do these first, because if you do them at the end, you're just going to neglect them. You're just going to push them. Do them at first. They don't take out the rest of the session. If anything, they warm up my calves and my tibia anyway to do that. Then we'll move on to abs again at the start of the session. So scruffiest outfit award definitely goes to me. It's about 30 degrees here in the UK at the moment, so I just found whatever clothes, minimal clothes I could find. Well, I had no shorts really. Besides the shorts, I've got a tank top on, and I need a good shave. My body's very hairy. I've got Skechers on as well because of that foot injury, so I can't even wear nice shoes. I've got to wear extra cushion because that hamstring injury that I've got after getting old. So we do abs second. Again, doesn't take out the rest of the session. If anything, it warms you up for the compounds. And if you do it at the end, you just throw yourself around. So it allows me to just focus on the form. Again, brief pause in the stretch here and in the contraction, just for a second. And we're focusing on lower abs. You'll see on this, it's a bit awkward for me, this movement, but I do feel it where I need to feel it. So I pull myself forward, so stretch is actually a stretch and not a dead stop. I'll stretch. So you saw my hips weren't coming up much towards the end, so that's why I call the set short. When your hips aren't coming up, yeah, you're still working your abs, but you're working a lot of hip flexors. So I can still count that as 10. I'll bear in mind for next time. I got 12 last time, but the form was way worse, and the hips were really coming up. The anterior probably still not much at all. So it feels good. We've got DOMs on this the first time in your lower abs. So I'll do another set, and then we'll move on to exercise 3. So, very frustratingly, I've already just recorded all this, but the microphone was on, it was connected, but the phone decided to pick up the audio from the camera itself. So I think it's working now. Usually I do this in resistance profile 5, and that's what I recommend to most people. Reason being is your hamstring is the strongest in the lengthened range. And we know, as evidence is starting to show, that the lengthened range is where we are seeing the most hypertrophic response. So challenge the muscle in the lengthened range anyway, but as the hamstring is strongest in the lengthened range, you might as well really challenge it there. So I do resistance profile 5 normally, and then I'll do resistance profile 3 if I need to in the exercise end of the session. Because of my injury, it's the lengthened range in exercises that is really irritating it. So I notice if I pause in the lengthened, or if I do like a stiff leg deadlift at the bottom, that irritates it the most. So what I'm doing now, so I've got music on at the same time, so I don't know how loud I'm speaking. Probably shouting because everyone's looking at me. Yeah, because I'm prone to injury in that lengthened range, we'll try the shortened range. So we'll do resistance profile 4, this is a prime piece, which I wouldn't usually recommend because you already will find it hard in the shortened range for hamstring movement. And then we'll do the second set on resistance profile 1. This is my third exercise of the session and my last exercise before the actual bread and butter movements, which are much more interesting to watch. Got a seat belt just because it allows you to, as you'll see here, it really locks you in, so you can almost drive as much as you can without your hips coming forward, allowing you to keep that tension on the hamstrings and not your lower back. So tense my abs, hips back, seatbelt if you need to, and that'll be it for hamstrings today. I do hamstrings 3 times a week because they are a weak point for me. Not everything is, but it's one of my weak points. I do pull day, I do 5 sets. I'll go into that in another video. This session I do just 2 sets because it's mainly quad focus. So anyway, resistance profile 4 and then resistance profile 1 with a brief pause in the short. So you'll see that. So if anything, I've got more reps. This makes sense. And these prime pieces, you'll find you get more reps to the shortened range. I just didn't think I would with a hamstring. What you can see after that 10th rep, the reps weren't quite full. And that's just because, well, I tried. I just couldn't get them fully short. That's because of this profile, which is why I usually recommend doing it a bit more on the length and focus range as well, so you actually fail when you fail.
Whereas that, I could have gone partials then forever at the end, but there's no point. So what I did was I got 3 partials after that 10th rep, so it was almost 13 reps, but I write in 10 plus 3, where once a partial starts getting to like less than 50% of an actual movement range, that's when I'll just kind of call the set. If it was more focused on number 5, like it is typically, then by the time you get to them partials, you can barely move it. So you get like 2 like microscopic actual partials, which is more like accurate and consistent. But I still hit failure. Still got some partials, which then gave me another, 3 partial reps of almost failure. So slightly beyond failure. My hamstrings feel good. The muscle doesn't feel as worked as it would typically, but I can't complain because the injury isn't too bad right now. So touch wood, we'll see. So I only got 8 plus 3 then. Kind of came out of nowhere, this seatbelt's digging in. So if you do use seatbelt, wrap around there. Probably could have got another one if it wasn't for that. It's like took my mind out a little bit. But that's it for that. So we'll move on to the first compound now, which is a side back squat press. It's my favourite leg exercise by far. Oh yeah! Oh, so it's definitely my favourite exercise. It's for twofold really. One, it feels really, really good. 2, you can get full range of motion, as you can see there. I was going all the way to fully stretched position. I do this before the other leg press. I do 2 leg presses today, 2 sets of this, 1 on the other, which you'll see. I do this one first because it challenges the shortened range. As we know, our body's or muscles' ability to get short is much better at the start of the session. So I challenge that while I can. I still aim to get full range of motion. Another benefit, if I'm out of breath, is you still have to brace during this, obviously. We don't have to brace as hard because of the fact it's harder in the short and easier in the lengthened. And obviously in the lengthened, when your knees are against your chest, so you're already crushing your lungs anyway, so it just makes the brace a bit easier. And then by the time we get to the next leg press, which is a linear one, which is a bit more, I'd say it's lengthened, challenges the lengthened range a lot more than this. It's not fully lengthened range, but it's more mid. But because I'm already fatigued, leg-wise, I can get a good brace without having to focus on like getting high load at the same time. Does that make sense? I know what I'm trying to say. My blood's all in my legs. That last rep was hard. Could I have got another? Probably with a spot. But on legs at the moment, I'm just not risking it. I'm not taking that 50-50 chance. So what I would have done then without a spot is I would have got it to the bottom. I'd have pushed about halfway up. I might have got it. I might not have. But either way, if it meant that I broke my hamstring off completely for 6 weeks, I'd rather just lose that extra last rep, which is a shit because I like going after it. But it is what it is. And also, at the top, every exercise I do on legs, I make sure to take no more than 2 breaths. Because if you start taking more than 2 breaths and you're taking 30 seconds at the top of each rep, you end up doing singles. But I could have stopped at the top then for, 5 good long breaths, 30 seconds, and got another rep. I could keep doing that for another 5 reps, so it's 5 singles. So you're getting a hell of a lot of fatigue, but without the actual stimulus to fatigue reward ratio. And my legs aren't very strong, as you can tell. That's why they're a weak point. They're very, very long as well, which doesn't help, but the muscles themselves also just need more size and more strength. But every week, this is going up, so that's still a wrap up. It's not like 10, 12, 14 places some people do per side, but 250 kilos isn't too bad for me. I get on with this much better than squat patterns, like I said. Squat pattern is another good example of where it's hard to get the brace at the bottom to lengthen because it's hardest in the length of the bottom of the squat or hack squat. Can't speak right now. Jesus Christ. That's what happens when someone tries to talk to you after your set. You feel like a right knob, but you just can't get the breath in. So I'll speak slower. So, first set was 250. This is 215. 2 second pause at the bottom, which is brutal. Again at the top, no more than 2 max breaths, which again is brutal because by the last few reps, your legs are so pumped and burn so much. Last few breaths, you want to take longer to let the lactic acid flow out your legs a little bit, but it's tough. Again, you're going into singles then. And if anything, if you're taking too long at the top and you go into them singles like I said you are, it's harder because you're having to lift more than you need to for that stimulus. At the end of the day, once your muscle hit pretty much failure, stop. Could I got another rep? Probably. But again, no 50-50 at the moment. But I'm happy with that. What I do on these compound exercises is I aim for a rep range. I want to hit failure in there. Anywhere in there. So these are rates 12, both these sets. As long as I get 8, I'll increase the weight the next week. I got 10 last week on this for 210. So I increased it by 5 kilos. I don't really bother when leg presses, and I increased it by 2.5. I'd rather just do 5. So on the top set, I got 240 for 8. And then the week after I went for 250. Got 6, which is fine. So I got 250 for 7. I'll get 250 for 8 next week, hopefully, but I definitely will. And then I can increase it to then, and then I can increase it to 260. I just doing bigger jumps. I prefer doing that as long as the form stays tight. That back off is killer. So I'll catch you guys in the next exercise. So we're on to the hammer strength leg press. I'll only do 1 set of this. So usually by now I don't need to warm up too much, but on these compounds, especially when I've got 1 set, I will warm up quite a bit just to make sure that the 1 set I have is genuine. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do 1 set and then find out that your form was a bit off and you could have done better. I'd rather make sure everything's nailed and everything just feels good. So I'll do completely empty first. I'll try and get full range again, but make sure the stopper's somewhere that if you had to bottle it and fail, that it'll actually catch the weight. So if you're down here, and let's say you can't get it up, but you can't go lower because your hips, fucked. So what I make sure to do is, if I have to, there you are, that's the bottom there. So it's not the healthiest for my back. I don't aim to hit the bottom, but if I have to, I can. But if you're whacking that up there, that's a stopper like that. If you're whacking that at the top, I'll show you. And then you're going down here, I could have got more range of motion. So I'm going to have to, if you did something like that, actually a lot of people do is they whack on plates and plates, 10 plates aside, and they do a form like this, which is great. You're getting a load for the muscle. But go all the way down. Like I said, your muscle doesn't know what the weight is as long as it hits failure. And down here, you hit failure with lighter weight, so it's better from a fatigue standpoint. And also, it means you have to load less plates, which is much nicer in terms of, there's nothing worse than loading 10 plates aside. I used to do it myself, stupid things like that. And we know that the lengthened position of an exercise, or lengthened range, is the most hypertrophic in modern studies. So my feet are as low as possible, Again, similar to the side bent support press, just to make sure my quads are fully stretched. If you're up here, be more glute. Down here, if it's too low, your heels come up. A little bit's fine. So I kind of go here. So you get a little bit of heel elevation here, but that's fine. As long as you're in control and your ankle all over the place. A bit of hips coming up is okay as long as you don't hurt yourself. As long as you don't feel like you hurt yourself. But yeah, basically make sure you've got a stopper in place just in case you do fail. Yeah, I do wear knee sleeves for my compounds only, quad compounds only. I don't for leg extension, I just find no need. I wear them on the outside of my trousers. It looks like I look like a twat, but it means I have to wash them less often. When they're under my trousers, I've got to wash them all the time. I can't be after that. So that's why I do that. It's only for 3 sets that I wear these. And that's it. I don't need many other accessories in this day. I don't wear shoes. That's another thing I don't do with compounds, because especially these like really cool shoes I've got here, because the cushion is massive, which is great for walking with my hamstring injury at the moment. But you don't want wobbly feet, and that cushion on that shoe will give me wobbly feet. So I want it as hard as possible. So squat shoes are great. On my other leg day, you'll see the leg press I use squat shoes just to get more range of motion. But on this, as you can see, I can go all the way, get fully stretched, and still not quite bottom out until my hips make it. I have to. So that's me waffling. I'll warm up. Again, I'm not very strong on this because now I go to full range of motion. I don't care how it looks. I could easily whack on 8-10 plates aside and look like a twat. I'd rather get some full range of motion and make the most of the exercise that I'm going to do, because my goal is to grow muscle, not to be a twat. So the working set here now is it's only 180 last week for 9, I think. Another benefit of going lighter and load and getting the full range of motion is you get less injuries. I've had my fair share of injuries. People think that if they do less range of motion and they stop halfway down, that they'll injure their knees less. And it couldn't be further from the truth. By going all the way down, you're letting the muscle take over, especially if you can like control it, change direction. If you're stopping halfway, when your knees are like 90 degrees, your knees are producing the most pull, so your ligaments are on your knee. So you stopping there and going straight back up, it's putting a lot of pressure for your knee. Going all the way down, that's your full quad and your glutes take over. Give it a go, you'll see what I mean. And you're still hitting failure. Your muscles are still getting the same, if not more stimulus. So just a thing to consider. So I'll be happy with 7 on this. But again, whenever failure is without the 50-50 reps. So again, 8 then, so 180 for 9 last week, 190 for 8 this week. Again, I probably could have got another with a spot. Maybe I could have got it on my own. It's not worth 50-50. Hips still feel slightly off, which is causing that hamstring imbalance, but I'm happy with that. It's progressing week on week. As body weight goes up. Show day as well, my legs are already responding, especially my hamstrings, funnily enough, and my glutes. A bit of regaining the muscle I lost during the prep, and obviously body fat as well, makes you look bigger than you are. But my legs definitely responding. At this body weight, I'm the strongest I've ever been, so it is what it is. When my hamstring's better, touch wood, it's not too long, I can then really get after it, get a spot, and get a mass silly reps. No silly reps for now. So this exercise is the glute builder. I'm taking the knee sleeves off because it's not really quad focused, so I don't need them. It's nice to take them off. And then I left the shoes off anyway because I'm still creating force for my foot. As you'll see, I'm pretty bad at this exercise. There's a lot of work I need to improve on, but that's why I record these sets. Even looking back at the leg press sets so far, especially that hammer shrimp one, I can see that I should have just really slowed down, control that change direction more. That's the benefit of recording sets. Like, I wouldn't have known that without watching that form back. So even when you think you nailed an exercise, always record your sets, always watch them back. You'll always find something to improve, and that's fine. That's part of the game. Or if you have a coach, send them to them. The coach should be doing checking, form videos, form feedback, and that's why I encourage my clients, which if you are interested, like I said, links in the description. I've just started. I hope for form videos just so that I can correct it. You don't have to, it'll just make training that much better. It will give you much better results if you do. Constantly, and accept when every time you give me a form video, there'll be some sort of feedback I can give you. That's fine, that's normal. There is for myself too. But yeah, as you see on this, I've got a lot of work to improve on. I've just got to try to hyper extend at the bottom without stretching my lower back too much, still keeping my head forward. But yeah, quick yoga. As you can tell, a lot of work needs to be done. A bit wobbly, a bit all over the place. Towards the end, I got better stability. And then I've got 2 exercises after this, which I've probably booked forward. So 2 exercises? Yeah. Don't know what I will. I've called the adductor, I've got adductor next. And then I've got 1 set of leg extension at the end, 15 to 20 reps. And that's all lengthened range focus. Just literally don't stop at the bottom. At the top, I do a brief pause and I keep going until I can't get a full rep. And that's just to finish off the quads. I probably won't record that because it's not the most interesting set to watch. On my other leg day, I do leg extension earlier on and treat them like a proper exercise, top set and back offs and all that. But today's just to finish off the quads at the end of the session. And that'll just be 1 set of 15 to 20, like I said. So we're here now for the adductor machine. So I don't know if you can see my face actually, but I don't really care at this point. So I do this 3 times a week as well, for like hamstrings, because my adductors and my hams are the, back of my legs basically, the weakest body parts. And technically glutes as well 3 times a week, so pull days very glute focused and hamstring focused. So I do 2 leg days and 1 pull day, and the pull day's got a lot of posterior leg work. This session, this exercise is towards the end. So again, I focus quite a lot on the lengthened range. So I get a good 2 to 3 second pause and the stretch. And then I bring it in for like a second and do it again. Prime piece again, so I'll load this on position 3. No, I won't. I'll load this on position 5 for the first set, so it's very lengthened focused, slightly mid. And then I'll load it on position 3 for the second 2 sets. I've got 3 sets in total. And again, that's just so I failed in the lengthened range and get the most out of that towards the end of the session. And my other leg day, this is very early on, but I still don't go, the resistance profile that's shortest for me is position number 1. When you go to 4 and 2, I just find on this, it's too hard and that short, and you fail way before you should, if that makes sense. You've got more in you, but you can't quite lock out. But like the hamstring curls we do earlier, that's an injuries choice. This one should be okay. So pull in. Always control that last rep. My hips didn't move too much at all there actually, so I won't bother recording the back off sets. Rep ranges are 10 to 15. No, they're not. The first 2 sets are 8 to 10, last set is 10 to 15. But I just make sure I track and progress over time. That's the main priority. And that'll be it. I'll do some 20 minutes of cardio after every session. And then I'll catch you all probably for meal number 2, post-workout meal at home. I'll try and keep the rest of the video short actually, because I'm aware that I've spoken a lot during these sessions. There's a lot of information to get in, so any specific questions, let me know. But because of the length of this training video, and I want it to be a full day of eating, I think the rest of the full day of eating will literally just be the food. Just to keep it from being over half an hour long, which is a bit silly really. But yeah, I'll see you guys in meal number 2.
So guys, back from the gym, and like I said before the gym, hopefully the audio comes out okay. I haven't actually edited anything yet, so we'll have to have a look. It sounded okay when I listened to some of the clips during the training, so we'll see. The post-workout meal is here. We've got a packet of rice, because I couldn't be asked cooking my own, so microwave rice. 160 veg, which is just put through as green beans, you'll see. 175 chicken, ketchup, and a pita bread, and a bit of sauerkraut that I don't track. That'll be about 15 grams, just for health reasons. It's quite tame. It's still easy to digest and quick digesting carbs, but it's quite tame because I'm still trying to save some of them calories for that potential cheat meal later on. What I'll do is I'll aim for macros usually to the T most days. On a day that I have a cheat meal or an off-plan meal, which is like most once a week, what I'll do is I'll aim for a calorie goal and a protein goal. So my protein's 250 on a training day, so I'm aiming for that. And then my calories are 3,800. So what I'll do is, because it'll only be a quite small pizza if we do go out for one, is I will bank about 1,000 to 1,100 calories, or 1,000 to 1,500 calories most likely. And I will make sure I get 200 protein in before I go for the cheat meal, or depends what time I go for the cheat meal, but for the other meals in the day I'll get 200 grams of protein. So I only have 50 grams of protein left to get in that cheat meal, and that's why I have that. So I'm going to have this now. We can either microwave ping it, I'm trying to meal prep at the same time. I'll start editing the video, and to keep the video short, I'll just end here and catch you guys in meal number 3. So guys, I'm still in my gym stuff. Yes, it's minging. I've been literally working until now. Oh, how close that was overfilling. So that is my next meal. Ignore the music in the background. Faye's got her country music on. She's into blues. I think the playlist sometimes plays super country. But at least it's upbeat. So yeah, since then I've been pretty much just doing work. The song's finished now. So I've got this. We'll be having pizza tonight, but we're not going out to meet friends anymore because I don't know if you can hear. It's very heavy rain, so there's no way we're sitting in the beer garden eating pizza, and I don't really want to sit inside in the soggy weather. So we've got another friend coming around. We're gonna have a Domino's, and we've not had a Domino's since, when was the last Domino's? I think it was like post-show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So we've not had the Domino's since the day after the show, which was 6-7 weeks ago, and we used to get Domino's like every week, so that was our choice, like cheap meal. Now we kind of like mix it up, depends on the week. So today's definitely a Domino's. We'll get the friend around, we'll watch some sort of film. I've got this first, which is literally a mug cake, 50 grams away. I might put it in a bit longer, we'll see. And then I've got, at the moment, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 rice cakes with a bit of jam, but you'll see it here before I decide. And then we'll probably get a Domino's, it's 5 o'clock now, so probably get Domino's in about an hour and a half. And then I might have another meal afterwards, so I'll quickly like skim over the Domino's. I don't want to record when the friend's here, he won't like being on camera. And yeah, I think that's it for now. We're gonna have a shower after this first, because I think if you came around and saw us like this, he'd probably run out. So I'll do that first. But yeah, I'll catch you guys whenever I catch you guys. That Domino's was actually the last meal. This is now the next morning because I didn't have another meal afterwards. So I plan to have the pizza out, which are usually about 1,000 to 1,500 calories. So the pizza being Domino's, even though me and Faye just shared half of, well, you'll see it here if you've not seen it already. So even though me and Faye shared half of the pizza and, well, half the dough balls, I had the garlic dip. That ended up being, I think, 1,700 calories, around about that. The macros you'll see here. So my last meal was, my nose was like slightly, a spot growing there, I think. So the last meal was about like 500 calories, so I just took it away. That's why that was my last meal. So my calories were about 3,800, so my calories pretty much on check. Obviously, if Domino's is accurate, which it never will be, but it's as accurate as I'm going to get it. So they were on check, about 3,800, and my protein would have been about 250, if not more. So I stuck to pretty much my calories. If I did go over in the end, I wouldn't be too bothered. If it was a few hundred, I'd have left it. If it was quite a bit, I'd have taken away some from this morning, but I haven't, because I don't need to. My calories are perfect yesterday. Well, perfect. So back on normal training today, normal diet today. Got push on the cards. I've actually got caffeine as well. I don't usually have that much caffeine on a push workout, so I had like a little bit of conviction left. So I thought, oh, I'll just have the rest of that, and it ended up being quite a bit of caffeine, so I'm sure that'll be good. I felt a bit slutty, so I thought I'd give it a go. I've had 3 litres of water, had my breakfast, I'll go into training now. But yeah, that's a full day of eating, kind of rushed, kind of just like thrown together. But like I said, the main goal of that video, or this video, is just the training side of it, see if the microphone's working, to get to grips with that sort of thing. So I will record more of them. I won't record push today because it takes quite a lot of work. I was in the gym for an extra half an hour, just making sure the camera's set up properly and that, so on my phone. So today I'll just get my own session in, just stick to myself and do that, and then crack on meal prep. Sunday today, so I'm not working. Get everything ready for the week. But yeah, that's enough of that. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any coaching inquiries, the application form is also below in the description. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.